So, a lot of you may be unaware of the actual origins of the singer songwriter D4vd, right? And it's very important in terms of the case that we have right now with Celeste Rivas. When David first started out, he wanted to be a Twitch creator. He wanted to be one of those guys online who plays video games, specifically Fortnite, and make money and make profit on Twitch and stream all day. That was his vision. So when he was younger, around the age of 15, that's what he put his passion into. That he put, he got his gaming set up. He started up on Twitch and he tried to be a Twitch streamer. And along the way, when he started getting copyright striked by music that he was using in his gameplay, he started making his own songs, and that's how he evolved into being David the songwriter. He realized that he had a really big knack for music. But we got to go back to the gaming era of David, right? He never quite let that go. He's always loved gaming. Just like I do YouTube, I got my little controller back here. I like playing some video games here and there. He always had a passion for gaming. And when we go deeper into his history of gaming, we're going to realize that D4vd, Mr. David, actually met Celeste Rivas on the platform of Fortnite, and she was only 10 years old. Now, this is how we know this, right? We're going to break down a whole bunch of Discord messages from cliques and groups that play Fortnite together who involved David. David's name back in the day was like Ant something. He had a different alter ego, and that's who he played Fortnite with. And now all these people within the Discord are starting to realize that, hold on. We played with that little girl when she was 10. We thought that was David's sister. This shit is crazy, folks. So we're going to go through a whole bunch of Discord messages that got leaked, exposing that David's been talking to this girl when he was 15 and she was 10. And just keep that age difference as the ages get higher and higher. When Celeste was 15, how old was David? This shit is sick, bro. Okay? And also, on top of that, we have even more leaked DMs showing what David feels about this whole investigation, because he was speaking to people on his personal Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of shit to talk about. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. So now that it's popular to hop on the hate train of David, we're starting to get leaked DMs from all over the place. Specifically, leaked Discord messages of people who kind of already knew what was happening, and leaked messages between David and other people, singer-songwriters, that were still contacting him after the body was found, right? But I just can't help but think, like, how come you're releasing this stuff now? It's like David's name has turned into the Black Plague, but before that, a lot of people were silently riding behind him. But before we even get to David's leaked DMs, let's go ahead and check out this Discord group that apparently knew that Celeste was there and that she was the entire time. So the first leaked message I want to show you guys is this. It says, "Yo, I'm watching the live right now, but I just want to say this because me and my friend are trying to recall everything. We were all in a Fortnite team called Chronic, which is where I met him. He met her in like 2021 through Fortnite, I'm pretty sure, and then he made her get Discord. Everyone in the team knew about her, and he would joke about it and brush it off every time it got mentioned. And the it is the fact that this is a fucking noticeably younger person in our Discord call. That's all I personally know, but my friend Pistol knows more because they talked way more. She would literally say he graped her, but then follow up with a joke. So IDK if she was being for real or not. He was also just a weirdo, to be honest. He used to send gore and GCS, but I'm not surprised considering and then that's where the message cut off. Bro. And we know for a fact that this is the type of shit that Celeste would joke about, because we seen the video where she was like, like you, R-wording kids. She made those jokes a lot, and I bet you that rubbed David the wrong way, because he's like, shut the fuck up. I'm getting more and more popular. You can't be making those stupid jokes. Well, guess what? You're fucking with a child, David. What do you expect? And this is where someone was able to dig up that Celeste Rivas indeed have a Discord involved in that whole circuit. And this is the image that had Celeste's name, just showing more proof that this account was involved in that circle. Was it Celeste Rivas? Not sure, but these things they're lining up perfectly, right? But let's move forward because these things gets way worse. One thing I'll tell you about gamers, the community, it's like it's the biggest community of super sleuthing ever, bro. People are gonna find out. Gamers will fucking find your Facebook, find your address, dox you. They'll have the FBI come into your house. Listen, that's the one group of people who I'll believe if they figured some shit out themselves. Now let me show you another one. We were queuing up in Fortnite with random people. Then we queued up with Celeste. At first it was normal. Like 3 months go by, I notice it's getting weird. Like, how does he, David, know her entire story? And I'm thinking he's just being nice to the kid like a brother, but it got weirder every time we would play together. Eventually, he did his own thing, and yeah, I never would have thought this would ever happen. And again, this is the type of thing that, in the gaming community, I might be 15 years old, I'll meet a 40-year-old, and we're both playing Call of Duty. And for the most part, the second you get on the call, you can tell the age group of the person you're talking to. Normal people will little bro you, they'll hang out with little bro, and he might have you on the game with his friends. That's as far as it gets. Apparently, David's weird ass told her, like, hey, you're kind of cool. How old are you? Oh, you're okay. You should join my Discord. That's when shit gets weird, bro. I don't know, but this is another one I wanted to show you guys. And these are all people from that Discord. Let's check this out. This sickens me, dude. I was in the zone wars with both of them and thought the little girl in the lobby was someone's sister on the game. I always had a weird feeling about him. I didn't even know he was David. That's how I'm saying, like, David was a singer-songwriter, but he also was an avid gamer. He was always on the game. Mind you, this sick fuck was on Fortnite the day he got arrested. Check this out. The Super Sleuths did it again. Look at this. Display name, David the Coolest. All his information, his Xbox, his PlayStation name, all that shit. Last day on, Thursday, April 16th, 2026. This motherfucker was on the game. And for those people saying like, oh, that's fake, that's not even real. Oh, it's real, trust me. David was partying every other day, confirmed by the neighbors in his little secret house in the Hollywood Hills. He was partying every fucking day up until he got arrested. You didn't think he was playing some Fortnite? You really thought he wasn't playing some drunk Fortnite? Okay, come on now. David thought he was cool, bro. He thought he was cool all the way until he got arrested. He thought everything was going to be fine. That's how I feel. But this is the last message I want to show you before we get into the entire leaked David messages, right? This is the same person responding to somebody. He says, the person asking says, do you remember anything weird about the conversation? Do you remember her username? Person responds, I don't remember her username, but there wasn't any weird vibes. We were playing Zone Wars, and she'd just make little comments, like everyone while playing. But Ant, David, would joke about SA all the time, and other weird things, severe dark humor. And everyone that played with him can confirm. I don't even need to ask the folks who play with him. His whole personality reeks of darkness. People like that, they are weirdos. I promise you. Shit. But anyways, let's keep it pushing, right? In the past 36 hours, there's been a lot of messages swirling around David and this singer. Apparently, there's a singer who came across David around 2023, I believe. Don't quote me. They've been talking for years. And we're going to get the first glimpse of how David feels about this entire situation. We've never heard him talk about it. Let's check this out.
So David's messages got leaked that had his thoughts when the investigation was ongoing for Celeste Rivas Hernandez. And these messages were leaked by a singer named Caden Neese, who has had an online relationship with David for years. And big apologies to Caden Neese, because I did think that these DMs ended up being fake, but after some research, comes to find out they are actually real. I found out one way where you can make sure that this is actually David's account, and it's to scroll to the top of the messages, and where it says view profile, then you would click on it, and if it takes you to David's page, then you know that these DMs are legitimate. And after he reassured me this is real, he did send me that exact video that I asked for, and just watch. So after doing all of my research, running it through...
So let's just pause it right there for the credibility part, right? If these are real, if these are doctored, because, you know, you go online, there's fake news everywhere, especially on Twitter. Twitter is the fake news machine. But this is real, folks, in my humblest opinion. Screen shares like this, recorded screen shares like this are really hard to fake, in my opinion. If she came to us with, like, screenshots, then I would be more skeptical. Screen sharing this and pinning it back to his official profile gives me everything I need to know to feel confident this is real. And you'll be surprised on what David's saying. Now, if you go to his Instagram right here, you search it up for yourself, it's the same Instagram. 1.7 million followers. He has a link tree. And let's say I wanted to message him, right? Say I said something like, you know what, let me not say anything because YouTube might say I'm, you know. Let's just send him dots, right? Wow. That's my history with David. And if he responded, I would scroll down, but every time I returned to the top of his profile, I would hit view profile and it would take me right back here. Obviously, it's not loading because I'm already on top of his profile. But for example, let me try something. Right? We're just on my main page. We're on my AG Tactical main page. I'm texting David. If I were to click view profile, it's going to take me to whatever profile is the original. Long story short, it's real. Okay. Let's see what they had to say.
AI also doing the way where you can verify this is a real message, and also his words saying that they are a real message, and seeing the messages that he had with David all the way since 2023, it seems like these DMs are accurate. But now let's get into what they actually say. So on October 15th at 10:30, he said to David, "I pray it's just all misinformation. The internet sucks." David says, "It really does. So much twisted and fake." He responds, "I'm sorry, dude." And David said, "God bless you, twin. Keep going with your music. Don't stop for nothing." And mind you, in October,
and that's,
says, "It really..."
Let's pause it right there and look at these messages. That's what makes me feel like he's even more guilty. Bro, it's like, yeah, I had a good run, basically. That's why I feel like he was partying so hard. Fuck it. We had a good run. Let's party hard. Let's have a good night. And let's go on to jail. You know what I mean? He says, "I pray this is all information. The internet sucks." Does it now? If it wasn't for the internet, we wouldn't have had half the information as public and circulating as we do now. And, you know, police investigations like to say that, you know, they're close to the case and public information doesn't really affect. But trust me, the internet helped the police officers piece this thing together. Trust me, it did. The internet sucks, though? Maybe for PDFs. Yeah, I would say it does for the PDFs. He said, "It really does. So much twisted and fake." Then he says, "God bless you, twin. Never call me your fucking twin. I don't want to be like you. God bless you, twin. Keep going with your music. Don't stop for nothing." That sounds like a little goodbye to me. Shit, bro. It was cool. Have a good life, brother. Continue on my legacy. And please do not touch the children. Let's continue.
Does. So much twisted and fake. He responds, "I'm sorry, dude." And David said, "God bless you, twin. Keep going with your music. Don't stop for nothing." And mind you, in October was literally just a month after Celeste Rivas Hernandez has been identified in the front of David's Tesla. On December 18th, this Caden kid messages David and says, "I know you're innocent, bro, but why can't the world know? These people are stupid." Anyway.
No, Caden. You're fucking stupid. "I know you're innocent, bruh, but why can't the world know?" This is not some crazy big conspiracy theory. Like, oh, we gotta keep it. Shh, we have to. I'm gonna look guilty for a couple of months because of the government. Then after a while, my innocence will be shown. This is not some. If you're innocent, you're innocent. Show us you're innocent. You can't though, because everything, every fiber of your body since you were 15 years old was on some bullshit. You can't wipe away that much. You can't listen. The fact you can't wipe that much away. You met her from 15. What are you, like 21 now? You can't wipe that away. That's ingrained in part of your childhood, bro. You're gonna go down for something. You're gonna get caught. But let's keep it going. Why can't the world know, bruh? You innocent dog. Get the fuck out of here. Admit yourself somewhere.
David responded to this saying, ha ha ha, with all humility, I would phrase it as mere ignorance rather than unintelligence. Trust in God, my friend. How has your journey into faith been going?
Man, what a fucking scholar, gang. He don't even want to call his haters idiots. Man, they're merely uninformed. God bless you. What have you learned in the scripture today? He always had that little pretentious ass fucking attitude in all his little interviews. You're not that deep, bro. You're not that profound. You're just a kid with a good voice who likes younger. Fucking weirdo.
And then David proceeds to tell him different things about the Bible, recommending things about the Bible. And then Caden responds, damn, dude, thank you. And
wow. Hold on. No, she didn't even read it. I'm going to read this shit. He said, those are the books that cover all of Jesus's life until his death. Then after you read Psalms and Proverbs, which is basically the motivational part of the Bible that teaches you how to pray. The Bible is confusing, but if you read it in that order, it starts to make sense. Reading it in chronological order is tricky. LMAO. David, if you don't get your Hello Kitty fucking star patch wearing, weird nail polish ass, fucking upside down cross on your fingernails ass out of here, I'm going to smack the shit out of you. What the fuck are you talking about? Read the Bible. Coming from the guy with upside down crosses on his black fingernails. Yeah, twin. Read the Bible, man. Read that Psalms, twin. What happens every time someone goes to jail? What happens every time? Every single time. Tell me, folks. Tell me. Anybody? Motherfuckers get religious. Not going to help you, twin. It's not. Anyways. Bro said, damn, thank you. What type of a fucking conversation is this?
He says, bro, of course, my goat. When people stop stalking my Instagram followers to make conspiracy theories, I gotta follow you back. And y'all remember the rumors that were going around? People swore they kept seeing him active on different social media accounts when he was basically ghost. Well, based off these Instagram messages that I got from Caden Nice, it seems like he really was active. And this message right here.
Blood was active. Bloody was active the whole time, bro. Fuck, why not? I got millions to burn. I might go to jail. I might not. Fuck it. Let we ball, baby. Somebody order me a 3-5 stat promptly and a grab a leaf. Give me some Don Julio on top of that shit. We turning up tonight. Somebody turn on the Fortnite shit. What you think he was going to do? He's a sick fuck.
Here was very interesting because I've seen on Reddit where people were finding David's Letterboxd account where he was watching movies. And this is the account that they found on Reddit of David's Letterboxd account. And there was a lot of movies. So yeah, it coincides with what the messages are as well. Last time Caden Nice actually talked to David was on March 28th. And he told him happy birthday. And David responded, thank you, brother. So this is
March 28th. What is it? What is it right now? What is it right now? Fucking, it's April 29th. This, you son of a bitch.
Just a couple of weeks.
You son of a bitch. Happy birthday, my bro. Are you guys lovers? Y'all fucking ain't you? Allegedly. What the fuck?
Before he was arrested. So definitely very interesting. You can see David's mindset. You can see him actually messaging with people on Instagram while this whole thing was going down. Also going to play a slowdown video that I made from his videos that he was sending me of these conversations.
Wait, look at this. Look at this. Even look at the shit that David is suggesting as well. I need some, they're talking about some bullshit. I need some that keeps me emotionally attached to the ending because most of these movies I've been watching always let me down. So it does coincide with his Redbox account. They're talking about the movies he's saying. And he says, Prestige and Gone Girl. Insane, frustrating endings. If anyone has seen Gone Girl, you know David's just a sick fuck. That's one of your favorite movies, Gone Girl. It's a really good movie. Everybody go check it out. It's fucked up, but it's a good movie. Of course, David would like that movie.
That way you guys can see how much they actually talked.
So I'm not going to go through this entire thing. We're just going to let her scroll through a couple, but this is their conversation.
Second, because he was scrolling.
Basically, we're not going to do the whole thing. I'll just kind of clip through the rest of it. Basically, they talk about music stuff, constantly music stuff. You know what I mean? They talk about getting tickets. They talk about doing covers of David's song on some creative shit, right? But I just feel like it's odd that you're gonna release these screenshots now. Everybody's on the David hate train, so let me get my little clout on top of it too. Maybe it'll shoot me into stardom a little bit. Because remember, this guy was contacting David, if you go through all those messages, mainly for his career, right? You think he wouldn't try some slick shit to try to get his career popping by leaking some messages to an outlet and being like, oh wow, I never knew, but go check out my music. I'm not going to put that on him, but I'm trying to wonder, why the fuck would you release those messages now? You just had some sudden change of heart in 28 days? You seen the light, now you're against David? I don't really buy it. You guys let me know what you think, man. Every single day this shit gets way worse. 10 years old. We were playing around with 11, 12, 13, 14, 10 years old. Anyways, you guys let me know what you think in the comments. I'll be back real soon. Peace.